The building manager approached me at my father's funeral. Miss Morrison, I'm so sorry for your loss. Your father he was special to us. I looked at him, confused. I'm sorry. Do I know you? Robert Chen? I manage the building at 233 West Monroe, downtown Chicago. Your father worked there, night shift, custodial staff. I stared at him. I'm sorry. You must have me confused with someone else. My father didn't work at 233 West Monroe. He did for 10 years. James Morrison, night janitor. He started in 2014. My stomach dropped. That's my office building. I know. He told me. I'm Rachel Morrison. I'm a corporate lawyer, mergers and acquisitions. I work at Hartman and Associates, 18th floor, 233 West Monroe. And I just found out my father was the night janitor in my building for 10 years. We hadn't spoken in 12 years.
PAs.
If stories about the parents who were closer than you knew, who saw you every day but stayed invisible, resonate with you, subscribe to this channel. We tell the stories about love that happened in the shadows, the love you walked past every single day without seeing. Now let me tell you about my father and about the 18 floors that separated us. His name was James Morrison, 58 years old when he died, heart attack, last month, April 2024. We'd been estranged since I was 20, since I graduated college, and he and my mom divorced. The divorce was messy, ugly, lot of blame, lot of anger. I sided with my mom, told dad I needed space, time to process, that I couldn't be around him right now. That was 2012. I was 20. I'm 32 now. 12 years. We hadn't spoken in 12 years. He'd reached out a few times, at first, calls, texts. Rachel, can we talk? I miss you. I never responded. Eventually, he stopped trying. I built my life without him. Law school, big firm job, marriage to Tom. Our daughter Lily. Everything without dad. When mom called to tell me he died, I felt nothing. Just empty, like I was getting news about a stranger. I went to the funeral out of obligation, small service, maybe 15 people, some of mom's old friends, a few people I didn't recognize. And Robert Chen, the building manager, he approached me after, told me dad worked at my building. That's impossible, I said. I've worked there for 8 years. I would have seen him. He worked night shift, 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. You wouldn't have crossed paths. Why would he work there, at my building specifically? Robert looked uncomfortable. He requested that location when he applied, said he had personal reasons. Personal reasons? Me. I was the personal reason. Miss Morrison, there's something else you should know. Your father, he took care of your floor. Specifically, he requested the 18th floor assignment every night. My floor. Dad cleaned my floor every night for 10 years. While I was at home, sleeping, living my life, Dad was in my office, cleaning, being close to me the only way he could. I couldn't breathe. Robert continued. He was meticulous about your area. The other janitors noticed he'd spend extra time on the 18th floor. Make sure everything was perfect. He'd say, this floor needs to be spotless. We thought he was just detail-oriented. Did he ever mention me? Once I asked him why he cared so much about the 18th floor. He said, my daughter works there. She doesn't know I'm here. And that's okay. But I can still take care of her space, make sure her workplace is clean, safe. That's something. I left the funeral, drove straight to my office, Saturday, building mostly empty. Took the elevator to 18, walked to my office, looked at it differently now. The space I occupied 5 days a week, the desk, the chair, the window overlooking the city. Dad had been here in this exact spot hundreds of times, thousands of times. Cleaning, dusting, organizing, taking care of me without me knowing. I sat at my desk, looked around. It was always clean, always. I'd come in Monday mornings and my desk would be perfect, pens organized, papers straightened, coffee mug wiped clean. I'd assumed it was just good janitorial service. Never thought about who was doing it. Never wondered. But it was Dad. Every night. My father, carefully organizing my pens, straightening my papers, wiping down my desk, touching the things I touched, being close to me through objects. I opened my desk drawer. Everything neat, organized, pens grouped by color, sticky notes stacked perfectly. Had Dad done this? Had he opened this drawer? Arranged these items? I found something in the back of the drawer. A small note, folded, yellowed, old. I unfolded it. Bros, your space is important. I'll keep it clean for you. Rachel, J. James. Dad had left me a note in my desk years ago, probably, and I'd never found it, never looked that deep in the drawer. I checked the date on the paper, faded, but readable, March 2015. 9 years ago, a year after Dad started working here, he'd left me a note telling me he'd take care of my space, and I'd never seen it until now. I went to the building manager's office. Robert was there, surprised to see me. Miss Morrison, what can I do for you? I need to see my father's employment records. Everything, start date, performance reviews, everything. I'm not sure I can. Please. He was my father. I need to know. Robert hesitated, then nodded. Wait here. He came back with a file. James Morrison, custodial staff, hired October 2014. I opened it, read through. Application so October 2014. Position desired, night custodial staff. Preferred location, 233 West Monroe. Reason for location preference. Personal. Previous experience, maintenance supervisor, Lincoln Properties, 1995 to 2014. Previous job was maintenance supervisor, management, better pay, better hours. He'd taken a demotion, a pay cut, night shift, to work in my building. Interview notes, October 2014. Applicant, very interested in 233 West Monroe specifically. When asked why, stated personal reasons. Offered alternative locations with better pay. Declined, insisted on 233 West Monroe, willing to work nights. Start immediately. Dad had insisted, refused other locations, even when offered better pay, because this building had me. Performance reviews in 2015 to 2024, every single one, excellent work, meticulous, dedicated, specifically requests 18th floor assignment, goes above and beyond. Year after year, meticulous, dedicated, above and beyond. For my floor, for my space, supervisor notes 2019. James consistently spends 40% more time on 18th floor than other floors. When asked, states that floor deserves extra attention, work quality exceptional, no complaints. 40% more time on my floor, my area. While I was at home, tucking Lily into bed, watching TV with Tom, living my life. Dad was here, spending extra time, making sure my workspace was perfect. I found a different section. Incident reports. December 2018. James Morrison found in office 1847 after hours, stated he was cleaning. Office belongs to Rachel Morrison. James confirmed Rachel is his daughter, states they are estranged, promises no contact with employee, allowed to continue position with warning. Office 1847. My office. Dad had been found in my office. Someone had reported it, security probably, and Dad had explained, that's my daughter. We're estranged. I won't contact her, and they'd let him keep working with a warning. March 2020, James Morrison reported staying late to reorganize 18th floor supply closet, unpaid overtime, told to leave. States I want this floor to be perfect. Reminded of shift hours, complied. Unpaid overtime to organize a supply closet for my floor. June 2022. James Morrison called in sick for first time in 8 years, returned next shift, apologized for absence, very concerned about 18th floor coverage during his absence. 8 years. Dad hadn't called in sick for 8 years, and when he finally did, he was worried about my floor not being clean. I closed the file, looked at Robert. Did you know? That he was my father? Yes. He told me when he applied, said you worked here, that you weren't speaking, that he just wanted to be close to you, to take care of your space. I asked if he wanted me to tell you. He said no, that you'd asked for distance and he was respecting that. But he worked here in my building. That's not distance. He never approached you, never tried to see you during the day, never violated your boundaries. He just cleaned. That was his way of being your father when you didn't want him to be. I went home, couldn't tell Tom yet, couldn't process it enough to explain. That night I couldn't sleep, kept thinking about Dad, in my office, late at night, alone, cleaning my desk, organizing my things, touching the pen I'd used that day, the coffee mug I'd drunk from, being close to me through objects, because he couldn't be close to me in person. The next day, I went back to the building, asked security for access to night shift footage. I need to see recordings from the 18th floor night shift. Any date? I don't care. The guard knew me, senior associate. He didn't ask questions. He pulled up footage from a random night, March 2024, a month before Dad died. 7 und 40 p.m., 18th floor, hallway camera. And there, Dad, in a custodial uniform, navy blue, pushing a cart, mop, cleaning supplies. He looked older, tired, thinner than I remembered, gray hair, glasses I'd never seen him wear. I watched him walk down the hall, stop at my office, 1847. He unlocked it, went inside. The hallway camera couldn't see into the office, but I knew what he was doing, cleaning, organizing, taking care of my space. He came out 20 minutes later, locked the door, moved to the next office. But he'd spent 20 minutes in mine when other offices took 5. I asked the guard to pull footage from other nights, months, years. Same pattern, every night. Dad would spend extra time in my office, 20 minutes, sometimes 30. While spending 5 to 10 minutes in every other office on the floor, my office got special treatment because it was mine. I found footage from 2019, 5 years ago, before Lily was born. Dad in my office, cleaning, but then he stopped, walked to my desk, looked at a photo frame I kept there. Me and Tom, our wedding photo, 2017. Dad picked it up, held it, stared at it for a long moment. Then he set it down carefully, wiped the frame clean, adjusted it so it faced the chair perfectly, and he just stood there, looking at the photo of his daughter, the daughter who'd gotten married without inviting him, who'd built a life without him. Then he wiped his eyes, turned away, went back to cleaning. I watched that footage 3 times, watched my father cry in my office, alone, at midnight. While I was at home, oblivious, I found more footage, 2021, after Lily was born. I'd brought a new photo to work. Lily, 6 months old, in a frame on my desk. Footage from that week. Dad cleaning my office, seeing the new photo, stopping. He picked it up, stared at it, his granddaughter, who he'd never met, who didn't know he existed. He held that photo for 5 minutes, just looking, memorizing. Then he set it down, cleaned the frame, made sure it was perfectly positioned. And every night after that, I checked weeks of footage. He'd pause at that photo, look at Lily, his granddaughter, then keep cleaning. I found footage from December 2023, 4 months before Dad died. Christmas time, I decorated my office, small tree on the filing cabinet, lights, festive. Dad cleaning, stopping to look at the decorations, touching the tree gently, straightening an ornament. Then he pulled something from his pocket, a small wrapped gift, set it on my desk. The camera couldn't show what it was, but I remembered December 2023. I'd come in after Christmas break, found a small gift on my desk, no card, no name. A silver bookmark, simple, elegant. I'd assumed it was from a colleague, Secret Santa or something. But it was from Dad. He'd left me a Christmas present, anonymously, because he couldn't give it to me directly. I still had that bookmark, used it every day, never knowing it was from him. I kept watching footage, hours of it, years of it. Dad cleaning my office every single night, meticulously, lovingly. And I found something else. Footage from nights when I'd worked late, staying until 9 p.m., 10 p.m., sometimes later. Those nights, Dad would arrive early before his shift started at 10 p.m. instead of 11 p.m. He'd wait in the break room. I could see him on the break room camera, sitting, drinking coffee, waiting for me to leave, so he wouldn't accidentally run into me, so he wouldn't violate my boundaries. Sometimes I'd work until 11 p.m. Dad would wait 2 hours just sitting so he could start his shift once I was safely gone. But one night, February 2022, I found footage that made me stop breathing. I'd worked late, very late, until midnight, unusual for me. Dad had been waiting in the break room since 10 p.m., 2 hours. At midnight, I finally left, walked to the elevator, left the building. Footage showed Dad watching from the break room door, making sure I got to the elevator safely. Then he went to my office, started cleaning, but he looked different, emotional. He sat in my chair, put his head in his hands, and he cried, sobbed, shoulders shaking, for 5 minutes. Then he wiped his face, stood up, started cleaning. I don't know what triggered it that night. Maybe just the accumulation, 12 years of being close but invisible, 12 years of cleaning his daughter's office while she pretended he didn't exist, 12 years of being a janitor in the building where his daughter was a successful lawyer, the class difference, the invisibility, the pain. And he'd broken for 5 minutes, alone in my office at 12:30 a.m. Then he pulled himself together and cleaned, because that's what he did. He showed up. He cleaned. He took care of me, the only way I'd let him. I turned off the footage, sat in the security office, couldn't move. The guard looked concerned. Miss Morrison, are you okay? That was my father, James Morrison, the night janitor. Oh, I didn't know. I'm sorry. Did you ever see him? Talk to him? Yeah, he was nice, quiet, always on time, always professional. Did he ever mention me? The guard hesitated. Once, maybe 2 years ago. He was cleaning the lobby. I was on night duty. Slow night. We got talking. He asked what I did before security. I said I was in the army. He asked about my family. I said I had a daughter in college. We weren't close. She was mad about the divorce. What did he say? He said, I have a daughter too. She works in this building. 18th floor. Lawyer. She's brilliant. I'm so proud of her. We don't talk, but I get to see her space every night. That's enough. The guard paused. Then he said, your daughter will come around. Give her time. Keep showing up. Even if she doesn't see you, she'll see you eventually. I asked what he meant. He just smiled and said, I show up every night. I clean her office. She doesn't know it's me, but someday maybe she'll understand that I never left. I just stepped back. I couldn't speak. I'm sorry about your father, Miss Morrison. He seemed like a good man. I went home, told Tom everything, showed him the footage on my phone, the screenshots of Dad in my office. Tom watched quietly. Then Rachel, your dad worked nights for 10 years, at minimum wage, probably cleaning offices so he could be close to you. I know. He took a demotion. Worse pay, worse hours, night shift. Also, he could clean your office. I know. And you never knew? Never saw him? Never thanked him? I know, Tom, I know. Rachel Lily is 5. She doesn't know her grandfather existed because you cut him off when you were 20. I was angry. For 12 years? You were angry for 12 years? You couldn't call him once? Text him once? Let him meet his granddaughter? I couldn't defend myself because he was right. Lily came into the room. Mommy, why are you crying? I picked her up, held her. I'm sad, baby. My daddy died. Your daddy? Yes, your grandfather. He died, and I never got to tell him I love him. Why didn't you tell him before? Out of the mouths of children, because I was being stubborn, and I thought I had more time. Lily hugged me. I'm sorry, Mommy. That night, I went back to Dad's apartment. Mom had already started cleaning it out, but some things remained. I searched for anything related to work, found a box in his closet. Work uniform, navy blue custodial shirt, James stitched on the pocket, name tag, building ID, and underneath, I opened it, night shift log James Morrison. Entries, dated every night for 10 years. October 15th, 2014, first night. Started tonight, 11 p.m., building at 233 West Monroe, Rachel's building. She's on 18. I'm assigned floors 12 on 18. Perfect. Saw her office, 1847, her name on the door, Rachel Morrison, associate. I cleaned it, took my time, made sure everything was perfect. She was here today. I can tell. Coffee mug, still warm, computer still on, papers on desk, case files maybe. I didn't touch her personal things, just cleaned around them, made everything neat. She'll come in tomorrow morning and her space will be perfect. She won't know it was me, but I'll know. This is how I can be her father now, from a distance, in the dark, when she's not here. It's enough. It has to be enough. December 24th, 2014, Christmas Eve. Rachel worked late until 8 p.m. I waited until she left, then cleaned her office. She had a small tree on her desk, decorated. I straightened the ornaments, made sure the lights worked. I wanted to leave her a present, but I can't. She'd know, she'd be upset, so I just made her space beautiful. That's my gift. A clean office, organized, safe. Merry Christmas, Rachel. I hope you're happy. June 12, 2017. I heard from another janitor Rachel got married. They'd seen announcements in the break room. Congratulations cards. I wasn't invited, I didn't expect to be, but I'm happy for her. She found someone. Tom, I think his name is. Tonight I cleaned her office extra carefully, saw the wedding photo on her desk. She looked beautiful, so happy. I'm glad she's happy. That's all I ever wanted. April 15th, 2021. New photo on Rachel's desk, a baby, beautiful little girl, dark hair, Rachel's eyes, my granddaughter. I have a granddaughter and I'll never meet her. I stood there for 10 minutes tonight, just looking at that photo, memorizing every detail. She's beautiful, just like her mother. I wish I could hold her just once, tell her I'm her grandpa, that I love her. But I can't. Rachel made her choice, and I have to respect it. So I'll love this little girl from a distance through a photo in the middle of the night. That's all I get, and I'll take it. Every entry, the same pattern. Observations about my day, my work, my life, things he could deduce from cleaning my office. And always ending with some version of, this is enough, it has to be enough. But it wasn't enough. I could see that in every entry, the longing, the pain, the hope that someday I'd come back. Hope that never materialized because I never came back. I found the last entry, March 2024, a month before Dad died. March 18th, 2024. 10 years tonight. 10 years of cleaning Rachel's office. 10 years of being close but invisible. I'm tired. So tired. Not just physically, emotionally, spiritually. 12 years since we talked. I thought time would make it easier. It doesn't. It gets harder. Every night I see evidence of her life. Photos of Lily, now 5 years old, growing up. Case files. She's senior associate now. Partner soon, probably. She's successful, thriving, beautiful. And she doesn't need me. Never needed me. Did better without me. Maybe I should quit. Stop torturing myself. Find a different building. Different shift. But I can't. This is all I have. These 6 hours, this space, these objects she touches. If I leave, I lose even this. And I can't. I'm not strong enough. So I'll keep showing up, keep cleaning, keep hoping. Maybe someday, before I die, before it's too late. Maybe someday she'll know that I was here, that I never left, that I loved her every single day for 12 years, from the shadows, in the dark. Maybe someday. 3 weeks later, he died. Heart attack, at home, alone. Night shift was his day off. He died, never knowing if someday would come. And it didn't. I found out after he was already gone. I went back to the building the next day, asked to speak with the night shift custodial staff. Robert set up a meeting, break room, 11 p.m., when night shift started. 5 janitors, all men, older, tired looking, the kind of workers who are invisible during the day, who clean offices while everyone else sleeps. They knew who I was. I could see it in their faces. Recognition, pity. Miss Morrison, one of them said. I'm Carlos. I worked with your father for 8 years. I'm sorry for your loss. Thank you. I wanted to ask about him, about his work here. They exchanged glances, uncomfortable, like they knew things they weren't sure they should share. Please, I said, I need to know, what was he like? What did he talk about? Carlos spoke first. Your father was quiet, kept to himself mostly, but he was dedicated, best worker we had. Never late, never complained, always willing to help. Did he ever talk about me? Silence. Then a different man spoke. Marcus, older, gray beard. He talked about you all the time, every break, every night. My daughter's a lawyer, 18th floor. She's brilliant, going to make partner soon. He told you I worked here? Everyone knew. Your father made no secret of it. He was proud, so proud. He'd show us articles when you were quoted in legal journals, announcements when you won cases. He kept them all in his locker. Can I see his locker? They led me to the custodial area, basement level, lockers for staff, Dad's locker, number 47. Robert had the key, opened it. Inside, work supplies, extra uniform, cleaning gloves, and taped to the inside of the door, newspaper clippings, magazine articles, printouts from the firm website. All of me. My face, my name, cases I'd worked on, announcements of promotions. A collage of my career, carefully curated, taped to a locker door in a basement. This is what Dad saw every day before his shift. After his shift, a reminder of why he was here. Below the clippings, photos, printed from security footage, probably grainy, black and white. Me walking into the building, me at my desk, through the office window, me in the lobby talking to colleagues. Dad had taken these, somehow, security footage, screenshots maybe, or photos from a distance. A whole album of me, living my life, unaware. At the bottom of the locker, a small box. I opened it. Letters, dozens of them, sealed, addressed to me, all unsent. I picked one up, dated March 2015, a year after Dad started working here. Opened it. Dear Rachel, it's been 3 years since we talked. I think about you every day, wonder if you're okay, if you're happy, if you ever think about me. I'm working now at your building, night shift janitor. I know that probably sounds pathetic. Your father, the janitor, while you're a successful lawyer. But I wanted to be close to you. This was the only way. I clean your office every night, make sure it's perfect for you. It's the only thing I can do for you now. I wish I could talk to you, explain my side of the divorce, tell you I'm sorry, ask for forgiveness. But I know you need space, so I'm giving you space while still being here. Close but not too close. I love you, sweetheart. I hope someday you'll let me back in. Dad. I opened another, June 2017, after my wedding. Dear Rachel, I heard you got married. Congratulations. I'm so happy for you. I saw your wedding photo on your desk. You looked beautiful. So beautiful. I cried when I saw it. I wish I could have been there. Walked you down the aisle, given you away, but I understand why I wasn't invited. Tom seems like a good man. I hope he treats you well. I hope he makes you happy. I'm still here, still cleaning your office, still hoping. Love, Dad. Another, April 2021, after Lily was born. Dear Rachel, you have a daughter. I have a granddaughter. Her name is Lily. I saw the photos. She's beautiful, just like you were as a baby. I wish I could meet her, hold her, be her grandfather, but I know that's not possible. You've built a life without me, and that's okay. I understand. I just want you to know I'm here if you ever change your mind, if you ever want to talk. I'm here, still cleaning your office, still loving you from a distance. Dad, every letter the same: love, longing, respect for my boundaries, hope for reconciliation. All unsent, because Dad knew if he sent them, I'd be angry, feel violated, maybe complain to building management. So he wrote them, sealed them, put them in a box, and kept cleaning. I took the box, all the letters, brought them back to the break room where the janitors were waiting. Did you know about these? Carlos nodded. He'd write them on breaks. We'd see him crying sometimes. We'd ask if he was okay. He'd say, just writing to my daughter. She won't read them, but I need to say it anyway. Why didn't anyone tell me? You all knew. You could have told me. My father worked here. Marcus spoke. Miss Morrison, your father begged us not to. He said you'd asked for space, that he was respecting your boundaries. That telling you would violate that, he made us promise. We couldn't tell you unless something happened to him. Something happened. He died. We know. That's why Robert told you at the funeral. That was the agreement. If James died, you'd be told, not before. I looked at these men, night shift workers, invisible, just like Dad. Did he have friends? Here? We were his friends, Carlos said. We'd eat lunch together, midnight break, talk about our lives, our families. James would always talk about you, show us photos, tell us stories about when you were little. What kind of stories? Carlos smiled. Sad smile. He'd tell us about teaching you to ride a bike, your first day of school, your high school graduation, law school acceptance. He was there for all of it, and he remembered every detail. He'd say, my Rachel was so smart, she was reading by age 4, could do math problems in her head. I knew she'd be special. I wiped my eyes. He really talked about me that much. Every night, you were his favorite topic. He'd say, I know she doesn't want me in her life, but she's still my daughter. I'm still proud of her. Another janitor spoke. Quiet guy, younger, maybe 40. Miss Morrison, can I show you something? I nodded. He led me to the 18th floor, to my office, 1847. Your father had a routine every night, same pattern. He'd clean the other offices first. Quick, efficient, 10 minutes each. He opened an office, demonstrated, vacuum, dust, empty trash, wipe surfaces, quick. But your office, he'd save for last, and he'd take his time. We walked to my office, he unlocked it. He'd start here at your desk. He'd organize everything first. Pens, papers, files, everything perfect. He demonstrated straightening pens in the holder, aligning papers. Then he'd clean. Dust every surface. Wipe down your computer monitor, your keyboard, your mouse, everything you touch. He'd say, Rachel touches these things. I need them clean, safe. He wiped down my desk with a cloth. Then he'd vacuum. Always the same pattern. Start at the door, work his way around the room, end at the window. He showed me methodical, careful, every inch covered. Then he'd stand at the window every night for 5 minutes, just stand there, looking out. Why? I asked him once. He said this is Rachel's view, what she sees every day. I like to see it too, feel close to her. The janitor walked to my window, looked out, Chicago skyline, lights, beautiful view. He'd stand here every night for 10 years, looking at what you looked at, feeling connected to you through the view. I walked to the window, stood where Dad had stood thousands of times, looked at the skyline, the same view, the one Dad had looked at every night, trying to see what I saw, feel what I felt. And I broke right there in my office, in front of a stranger, sobbed, couldn't stop. The janitor stood quietly, let me cry. Then your father loved you very much, Miss Morrison. We all saw it every night. The way he took care of this space, this office. It wasn't just a job, it was love. After he left, I stayed in my office, alone, midnight, building empty and quiet. I sat at my desk, looked around, saw it differently now. Every surface Dad had touched, every item he'd organized, every inch he'd cleaned. For 10 years, 3,650 nights. My office had been his daughter, the closest thing he had to me. I opened my desk drawers, looked through everything, searching for more notes, more evidence of Dad. Found something in the bottom drawer, pushed to the very back, a small photo. Me, age 7 maybe, Dad and me, at the park. We're on the swings, both smiling, happy. I didn't remember this photo. Didn't know Dad had it. Didn't know he'd hidden it in my desk. How long had it been there? Years? Since he started? Had he looked at it every night while cleaning? On the back, in Dad's handwriting, Rachel, age 7. Best day of my life. I held that photo, cried again, because Dad had hidden a piece of our past in my desk. A reminder, a tether, a hope that someday I'd find it and remember. My phone rang, Tom. Rachel, where are you? It's midnight. I'm at the office. I'm sorry. I needed to be here, where Dad was. Come home, please. Lily's worried. She keeps asking about you. I drove home. Showed Tom the letters, the photos, the note. He read through them silently. Then, Rachel, he never stopped being your father, even when you cut him out, even when you moved on. He stayed in the only way he could. I know. Lily needs to know about him, about her grandfather. She deserves to know who he was. I know, so tell her, tomorrow. Show her the photos, read her the letters, age-appropriate ones. Let her know her grandfather loved her, even though they never met. The next morning, I sat with Lily, showed her the photo of Dad and me on the swings. This is your grandfather, my daddy. His name was James. He looks nice. He was a good daddy. When I was little, we'd go to the park. He'd push me on the swings. We'd get ice cream. He'd read me stories before bed. Why didn't I meet him? How do you explain this to a 5-year-old? Because Mommy made a mistake? A big mistake? I was mad at Grandpa, so I stopped talking to him for a long time. And by the time I wasn't mad anymore, it was too late. Was he mad at you? No, baby. He wasn't mad. He was sad, but he still loved me. He worked at my office building. He cleaned my office every night. He wanted to be close to me even though we weren't talking. He cleaned your office? Yes, for 10 years. Every night, he made sure everything was perfect for me. Lily thought about this. That's nice. He took care of you. Yes, he did. Even when I didn't know it. I wish I met him. Me too, sweetie. Me too. That afternoon, I went back to the building, talked to Robert. I want to see the night shift break room where my father spent his breaks. Robert led me there. Basement level, small room, table, chairs, vending machines, lockers, depressing, fluorescent lights, no windows, the kind of place where invisible workers spend invisible breaks. Your father sat here every night, midnight to 12:30, half-hour break. I sat in a chair, imagined Dad here, eating lunch from a brown bag, drinking coffee from a thermos, tired, alone. While I was at home, asleep in my comfortable bed, in my comfortable house, living my comfortable life, the class difference hit me hard. I was a corporate lawyer, corner office, 6-figure salary, expense account, year-end bonuses. Dad was a night janitor, minimum wage, no benefits, basement break room. And he'd chosen that, taken a demotion, worse pay, worse hours, worse conditions, to be close to me, to clean my office, to take care of me the only way I'd let him. While I'd been oblivious, walking past janitors every day, not seeing them, not thinking about them, not knowing one of them was my father. If you're listening to this and you work in an office, look at the people who clean it, see them, thank them, because one of them might be someone's father, someone's mother, someone trying desperately to be close to someone who doesn't see them. I asked Robert for Dad's work schedule, 10 years of records, brought them home, went through them. Night shift, 11 p.m. to 7 a.m., Sunday through Thursday, every week for 10 years. No vacations, no sick days, except that one in 2022, no time off. 10 years, consistent, reliable, present. While I'd been living a day schedule, sleeping while Dad worked, working while Dad slept, our lives operating on opposite clocks, Close but never crossing.
By design.
Dad's design. He'd taken night shift specifically so we wouldn't cross paths, so he could respect my boundaries while still being near me. I found something else in the records. Overtime reports. Dad had worked overtime, frequently, unpaid, staying late to reorganize supply closets, deep clean areas, extra tasks. I called Robert. Why did my father work so much unpaid overtime? He said he wanted the building perfect, especially the 18th floor. He'd stay extra hours. We told him he didn't have to, that we'd pay overtime if he wanted. He said no, said it wasn't about money. What was it about? He said, "This is Rachel's building. I want it to be the best for her. That's all. He just wanted your workplace to be perfect for you." I went through Dad's apartment again, more thoroughly this time, looking for anything else related to work, to me. Found a folder in his desk, labeled Rachel office. Inside floor plans of the 18th floor of my office specifically. Dad had gotten architectural plans, studied them, knew every inch of my office layout. Notes in the margins: desk faces east, morning sun, need to clean window weekly so Rachel gets good light. Corner office, 2 windows, more surface area to dust, take extra time. Rachel's chair weekly for wear, report to building management if needs replacement. He'd studied my office like a blueprint, planned his cleaning route, optimized for my comfort. I found another document, a list. Things Rachel touches daily: desk surface, computer keyboard, computer mouse, phone, pens, coffee mug, chair armrest, door handle, light switch, window blinds cord. Next to each item, cleaning instructions, frequency, products to use. Dad had cataloged everything I touched, made sure each item was cleaned perfectly so I wouldn't get sick, so my workspace would be safe. This wasn't just cleaning, this was caregiving, parenting from a distance through objects. I found Dad's personal calendar, 10 years of entries, every day marked, work Rachel's floor, but some days had additional notes. Rachel's birthday, clean extra carefully, leave flower on desk, no, too obvious. Rachel's daughter born, saw photo, clean carefully today, emotional. Rachel promoted to senior associate, extra proud today, clean office twice. Every milestone in my life, noted, acknowledged, celebrated, in a personal calendar I'd never seen. I found one more thing. A letter, not to me, to Lily, sealed, dated March 2024, a month before Dad died. I opened it. "Dear Lily, you don't know me, but I'm your grandfather. Your mommy's father. I've never met you. Your mommy and I don't talk. That's my fault. I made mistakes. Your mommy needed space. I gave it to her. But I've watched you grow up through photos on your mommy's desk. You're beautiful, smart. You have your mommy's eyes. I work at your mommy's building. I'm a janitor. I clean her office every night. It's how I stay close to her. I wish I could meet you, hold you, be your grandpa, take you to the park, buy you ice cream, read you stories. But I know that won't happen. And that's okay. I made my choices. I have to live with them. I'm writing this because I'm old, tired. I don't know how much longer I have. If you ever read this, if your mommy ever shows you this, I want you to know your grandfather loved you, even though we never met, even though you didn't know I existed. I loved you from the first photo I saw, from the first time I knew you existed. You're my granddaughter, and that's something special, something I carried with me every night while I cleaned your mommy's office. I hope you have a wonderful life, Lily. I hope you're happy. I hope you know how much your mommy loves you. And I hope someday your mommy tells you about me, the grandfather who cleaned her office, who loved her from the shadows, who never stopped being her father, even when she didn't want him. I love you, sweetheart. My granddaughter. My Lily. Grandpa James. I read that letter to Lily that night, cried through the whole thing. Lily listened. Quiet. Then Grandpa loved me. Yes, baby. He loved you so much. Even though he never met me? Even though... That's sad. Yes, it is. Mommy, can we visit Grandpa? At the cemetery? Yes, we can go tomorrow. We went the next day. Small cemetery. Dad's grave. Simple headstone. James Morrison, 1966 to 2024. Beloved father. I'd paid for the headstone. Beloved father felt hollow because I hadn't treated him like he was beloved. Lily put flowers down. Hi, Grandpa. I'm Lily, your granddaughter. Mommy told me about you. She talked to him, told him about kindergarten, her friends, her favorite things. And I realized Lily was doing what I should have done years ago, talking to Dad openly, honestly. Even though he couldn't answer, even though he was gone, she was still talking to him. I knelt down, touched the headstone. Dad, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for all of it, for 12 years of silence, for not letting you meet Lily, for walking past you every day and not seeing you. I told him everything about finding the notebooks, the letters, the security footage, the locker collage. I didn't know. I should have known. But I didn't. And now you're gone. And I can't tell you I understand. I can't tell you thank you. I can't tell you I love you. Lily touched my shoulder. Mommy, Grandpa knows. He's listening. Maybe she was right. Maybe he was listening from wherever he was. I hope he was. I hope he heard me finally say, I'm sorry. I went back to work the following week, couldn't focus, kept thinking about Dad walking these halls, cleaning these offices, being invisible. I talked to the current night shift janitors, asked them to tell me when they cleaned my office. I wanted to be there. Thursday night, 11 p.m. I stayed late, waited. Miguel came, young guy, maybe 30, surprised to see me. Miss Morrison, you're here late? I wanted to see how you clean, how my father cleaned.
Oh, okay.
He cleaned my office, exactly how that other janitor had shown me, exactly how Dad had done it for 10 years. Methodical, thorough, respectful, careful around personal items, but faster, more efficient, no extra time, no standing at the window, no emotional pauses, because this wasn't his daughter's office. This was just an office, job number 18 on his floor route. That's what Dad had made it, more than just an office. He'd made it a relationship, a connection, a way to parent from a distance. After Miguel left, I stayed, sat at my desk, midnight, building quiet, exactly when Dad would have been here. Looked around, tried to see what he saw, feel what he felt, and I understood this office wasn't just my workspace. For Dad, it was me, the closest thing he had to his daughter. Every item on my desk was a piece of me, every photo a window into my life, every paper a glimpse of my work. This office was how Dad knew me, without talking to me, without seeing me, through objects and spaces. I started doing something new. Every night before I left work, I'd write a note, leave it on my desk. Thank you for keeping this space clean. Simple, anonymous, for the night janitor. But really, it was for Dad. Too late for Dad, but for his memory. Miguel mentioned it a week later. Miss Morrison, thank you for the notes. It's nice to be acknowledged. You deserve to be acknowledged. You work hard. Often no one sees it. Your father used to say that. He'd say, we're invisible, but the work still matters. Did he talk about me to you? No. I didn't work with him long. He died a month after I started, but the other guys told me about you being his daughter, about how much he cared about this office, about you. I wish I'd known. He didn't want you to know. That's what they said. He wanted you to have your space, your life, without him in it. But he couldn't stay completely away, so he found a way to be close without being close. That night, I made a decision. I was going to honor Dad, make his sacrifice mean something. I talked to the firm partners, proposed a new initiative. I want to start a recognition program for building staff, custodial, security, maintenance, the invisible workers who keep this building running. They agreed, set up a fund, annual bonuses for building staff, recognition awards, appreciation events. We called it the James Morrison Excellence in Service Program. At the first award ceremony, I gave a speech. My father worked in this building for 10 years, night shift custodial, floor 18. He cleaned my office every night. I didn't know. We were estranged, but he found a way to still be my father by taking care of my space, by being close but invisible. The room was silent, listening. I walked past janitors every day for 8 years, never really saw them, never thanked them, never acknowledged them. One of them was my father, and I didn't know until he died. I looked at the night shift staff in the audience. You're not invisible. Your work matters. You matter. And I'm sorry it took losing my father to realize that. They gave me a standing ovation. I cried through the whole thing. After the ceremony, Carlos approached me, handed me something. Your father wanted you to have this. If anything happened to him, I kept it, waited for the right time. A small box, wrapped card attached. To Rachel for when you're ready. I opened it that night at home, Tom and Lily beside me. Inside a watch, women's watch. Simple, elegant, silver. And a note. Rachel, this was my mother's watch. Your grandmother's, she wore it every day. When she died, she left it to you. You were 10, too young for a nice watch. I kept it, waited for the right time to give it to you. Your high school graduation, your college graduation, your wedding, your first child. But we weren't speaking, so I never gave it. I'm giving it now, too late, probably. I might be gone when you read this. But I want you to have it, a piece of your grandmother, a piece of me, a piece of the family you came from. When you wear it, think of us. Think of the people who loved you before you were born, who loved you while you were growing, who loved you even when you didn't want them. I love you, Rachel. I always have. I always will. Even from the shadows, even from the night shift, even from the grave. You're my daughter. Nothing will ever change that. Dad, I put the watch on. It fit perfectly, like it was made for me. And I wore it every day after that, a reminder of the father who cleaned my office, of the love I didn't see until it was gone. I went to Dad's apartment one last time before the lease ended. Mom had cleared most of it, but she'd left some boxes. Rachel, these are yours to go through. I can't, too painful. I opened them. Dad's personal belongings, things that mattered to him. First box, work uniforms. The navy blue custodial shirts, his name tag, his building ID badge, photo of him from 10 years ago, younger, hopeful. I held the uniform, smelled it, faint scent of cleaning supplies, bleach, floor polish, the smell of Dad's work, the smell of how he showed love. Second box, tools, cleaning supplies, mops, rags, industrial strength cleaners, the tools of his trade, the tools he used to take care of me. Third box, labeled Rachel. I opened it. Baby photos, me as an infant. Toddler, child, all the photos from before the divorce, before everything fell apart. My first drawing, crayon on paper, age 4, a stick figure family. Mom, Dad, me, my family, written in shaky letters. My elementary school report cards, every single one, Dad had kept them all. A's and B's. Teacher comments, Rachel is a joy to have in class. Awards, spelling bee, math competition, science fair, every certificate, every ribbon, every achievement. Dad had kept everything stored in a box, carried through the divorce, through the estrangement, through 10 years of night shifts, a box of memories of the daughter he used to have before I asked for space. At the bottom, a journal, different from the work notebooks, personal, older. I opened it, dated 2012, the year of the divorce, May 15th, 2012. Rachel won't talk to me. It's been 3 months since the divorce finalized. She's so angry, so hurt. She said she needs space, time, that seeing me reminds her of what we lost. I'm trying to respect that, but it's killing me. She's my daughter, my only child, and she won't even answer my calls. I don't know what to do. How to be her father when she won't let me. August 3rd, 2012. Rachel started law school today. I know because her mother told me I wanted to call, congratulate her, help her move into her apartment, but she made it clear she doesn't want me there. So I'm here alone in my apartment while my daughter starts the biggest chapter of her life without me, December 25th, 2012. Christmas. Rachel didn't come home, spent it with her mother and Tom's family. I wasn't invited. I spent Christmas alone, first time in 32 years. I sat in my apartment and looked at old photos, Rachel as a baby, as a little girl, the daughter who used to love me. Where did that girl go? When did I lose her? I flipped through years of entries, dad processing the estrangement, the pain, the loneliness. October 2014. I've been thinking. Rachel works at 233 West Monroe, Hartman and Associates. I looked it up. 18th floor. I can't be her father the way I want to be, but maybe I can be her father in a different way. There's a custodial opening, night shift, 233 West Monroe. I'm going to apply. It's a pay cut, night hours, hard work, but Rachel will be there in that building. I can't talk to her, can't see her, but I can take care of her space, make sure she's safe, clean, comfortable. It's something, it's better than nothing. Maybe this is how I love her now, from the shadows through cleaning. Maybe this is what being a father looks like when your daughter doesn't want you.
That was it. The entry that explained everything. Why dad took the job. Why he accepted a demotion. Why he worked nights for minimum wage.
Not because he couldn't find better, not because he'd given up, because this was how he could still be my father. I closed the journal, held it to my chest. Dad had chosen this deliberately, knowingly. He'd taken a worse job with worse pay and worse hours because it meant being close to me. That was love. Sacrificial, selfless, invisible love. I brought everything home, showed Tom and Lily. Lily looked at the baby photos. That's you, Mommy. Yes, baby. When I was little with Grandpa. You look happy. Grandpa made me happy. Why did you stop being happy with him? How do you answer that? Because I was hurt, and I blamed Grandpa, and I stopped seeing all the ways he still loved me. Lily picked up Dad's name tag, James Morrison, custodial staff. That's Grandpa's work badge. He wore it every night. Can I keep it? Yes, you can keep it. Lily held it carefully, like it was precious. I'm gonna show it at school for our family history project. I'm gonna tell everyone about Grandpa, the janitor who loved Mommy from far away. 2 weeks later, Lily's school presentation. I took the afternoon off, sat in the back of her classroom, watched my 5-year-old daughter stand in front of her class and talk about her grandfather. My grandpa was a janitor. His name was James Morrison. He cleaned buildings at night. She held up his name tag, his photo. My mommy is a lawyer. She worked in a big building. Grandpa got a job there. He cleaned Mommy's office every night. One kid raised his hand. Why? Because Mommy and Grandpa weren't talking. Mommy was mad, so Grandpa couldn't see her, but he could clean her office. That's how he showed he loved her. That's sad. Yeah. Grandpa died before Mommy knew, but now Mommy knows, and she wishes she said sorry. Lily showed the baby photos, the report cards. Grandpa kept all of Mommy's stuff because he loved her even when they weren't talking. Another kid, did your mommy say sorry? She said sorry at his grave, and now she says thank you to all the janitors because they're important, like Grandpa was important. The teacher, Mrs. Patterson, wiped her eyes. After class, she pulled me aside. Miss Morrison, that was incredibly moving. Lily told your father's story with such maturity and empathy. She's a special kid. She is, and she taught all of us something today, to see the people we don't usually see, to appreciate the work that happens when we're not looking. That night, I made another decision. I talked to Robert. I want to create something permanent in my father's memory in the building. What are you thinking? A memorial in the custodial break room, where he spent 10 years, where he ate his lunches and wrote his letters and thought about me. I love that idea. We designed it together, a plaque on the break room wall. In memory of James Morrison, custodial staff, 2014 to 2024. James worked night shift for 10 years in this building. He was dedicated, meticulous, and kind. He cleaned the 18th floor where his daughter worked, They were estranged, but he found a way to still be her father by taking care of her space with love and devotion. James reminded us that love isn't always visible. Sometimes it happens at night in empty offices, through acts of service no one sees. To all custodial workers, your work matters. You matter, you are seen. Below the plaque, a bench, a small table, a comfortable chair. So night shift workers had a better place to rest, to eat, to take their breaks. We called it the Morrison Break Area. The night shift staff cried when they saw it, Carlos especially. Miss Morrison, James would be so proud. He always said we deserved better pay, better conditions, better respect. He'd love that you're doing this. I'm doing it because of him, because I didn't see him when he was alive. Now I want to make sure everyone sees you. I started spending time with the night shift. Once a month, I'd stay late, have dinner with them in the Morrison Break Area, learn their names, their stories, their families. Miguel had a daughter Lily's age, wanted to be a teacher someday, working nights to pay for school. Carlos supported his elderly mother, sent money to family in Mexico, been doing custodial work for 20 years. Marcus was a veteran. PTSD, night shift helped him avoid crowds. Cleaning was meditative for him. Every single one had a story, a life, a reason, a family. They weren't invisible. They'd never been invisible. I just hadn't been looking. I started an initiative at the firm, See the Invisible, monthly recognition for building staff bonuses, appreciation events, better benefits. Other firms noticed, started doing the same. The program spread. Within a year, building staff across Chicago had better pay, better conditions, better respect. All because of Dad, because his sacrifice had opened my eyes. I went back to Dad's grave every week, brought Lily. We'd talk to him, tell him about our lives, about the changes we were making. Dad, we're helping people. People like you. Night shift workers, custodial staff, the invisible ones. We see them now because of you. 6 months after Dad died, I did something I'd been planning. I requested access to the building at night, midnight, when Dad would have been working. Security let me in. I went to the 18th floor, to my office, unlocked it, went inside, turned on the lights, and I cleaned it myself, the way Dad would have. Organized pens, straightened papers, dusted surfaces, vacuumed carpet. It took me an hour. My back hurt, my hands were dirty, I was exhausted. This is what Dad did, every night, for 10 years. While I slept comfortably at home, when I finished, I stood at the window, the place where Dad had stood thousands of times, looked at the Chicago skyline, the lights, the city. This is what Dad saw, what he looked at, what connected him to me. I stood there for 20 minutes, just looking, feeling close to him. And I understood. This wasn't creepy, this wasn't obsessive, this was survival. This office was how Dad stayed connected to me, how he remained my father when I'd told him he couldn't be. If you're listening to this story and you have a parent you're not speaking to, call them, text them, something. Before they're taking night shifts just to clean your office, before they're loving you through objects because they can't love you in person. I found one more thing in Dad's apartment. The property manager called. Miss Morrison, we found something behind the water heater. A box. It has your name on it. I went to get it. Small metal box. Fireproof. Hidden. Inside, documents. Legal papers. Insurance policy. Life insurance. $100,000. Beneficiary, Rachel Morrison. Dad had taken out life insurance, despite barely making enough to live on, despite working minimum wage. He'd been paying premiums for 10 years, ensuring that if he died, I'd be taken care of. Even in death, he was trying to take care of me. There was a note with the policy. Rachel, if you're reading this, I'm gone. I'm sorry. This life insurance is for you and Lily. I know it's not much, but it's all I have. Use it for Lily's education, for your future, for something good. I'm sorry I couldn't be a better father. I'm sorry I couldn't give you more. But I gave you what I could. My time, my work, my love. And in the end, this money, so you'll have something from me. something tangible. I love you, sweetheart. I always have, even from the night shift. You were the best thing I ever did. Dad, $100,000 from a man who made minimum wage, who lived in a studio apartment, who ate PB&J sandwiches for lunch. He'd sacrificed everything, even in death. I used part of the money to start a foundation, the James Morrison Foundation for Working Families, helping low-income workers, providing scholarships for their children, supporting night shift workers, single parents, custodial staff. People like Dad, who worked invisible jobs, who sacrificed for their families, who deserved better. The rest went into a college fund for Lily, just like Dad wanted. On the 1-year anniversary of Dad's death, we held a ceremony at the building in the Morrison Break area. Current and former custodial staff, building management, firm lawyers, all gathered. I gave a speech. My father worked in this building for 10 years. I worked here for 8 of those years. We were in the same building, same floors, same spaces, but we lived in different worlds. I was upstairs in a corner office, making 6 figures, living comfortably. He was here at night, cleaning floors, emptying trash, making minimum wage, living month to month. The class difference between us was immense. I was a corporate lawyer, he was a janitor, but he chose that. He took a demotion, worse pay, worse hours, to be close to me, to take care of me the only way I'd let him. I didn't see him. I walked past custodial workers every day for 8 years, never really looked at them, never thanked them. One of them was my father, and I didn't know until he was dead. I looked at the night shift staff. You're not invisible. Your work isn't meaningless. You matter, every single one of you. My father taught me that, not through words, through actions, through 10 years of showing up, cleaning, caring. I see you now because of him, and I'll spend the rest of my life making sure others see you too. Standing ovation, tears. Carlos approached me after, "Your father would be so proud, Miss Morrison. He always hoped you'd understand someday, that you'd see him, see us." I wish I'd seen him before he died. He knew in his heart, he knew you'd come around eventually. That's why he kept showing up. He had faith in you. I went to my office afterward, sat at my desk, the desk Dad had cleaned thousands of times, touched the surface, imagined his hands here, wiping, polishing, caring. Thank you, Dad, for everything, for showing up when I told you to stay away, for loving me when I didn't love you back, for being my father even when I rejected you. I opened my desk drawer, the one where I'd found his note 9 years ago, left my own note, folded for the universe, for Dad, for myself. Dad, I see you now. I see what you did. I see the sacrifices, the love, the devotion. I'm sorry I didn't see it while you were alive. I'm sorry I made you clean my office just to be close to me. But I see you now, and I'll make sure everyone sees you. Sees people like you. You taught me to see the invisible, to value the work others ignore, to appreciate the love that happens in darkness. Thank you for being my father, even when I didn't want you, even when I made it impossible. You were the best father, not despite the distance, but because of what you did with it. I love you, Dad. I hope you knew. I hope somewhere, somehow you knew I'd come back. I'm sorry it took me so long. Rachel. I closed the drawer, turned off my office light, walked out. In the hallway, I saw Miguel starting his shift. Hi, Miguel, how are you? Good, Miss Morrison. You're here late. Just finishing up. Thank you for all you do, keeping this place clean, safe. You do important work. He smiled, surprised. Thank you, ma'am. That means a lot. I watched him walk away, pushing his cart, starting his night, just like Dad had done for 10 years. And I really saw him, not just a janitor, a person, a worker, someone's son, maybe someone's father. Visible? My name is Rachel Morrison. I'm a corporate lawyer. I work on the 18th floor of 233 West Monroe in Chicago. My father was James Morrison, night shift janitor, same building, same floors. For 10 years, we worked in the same space, but I never saw him, never knew he was there. He cleaned my office every night, organized my desk, made sure I had a perfect workspace. While I slept at home, while I lived my comfortable life, while I pretended he didn't exist, he died before I knew, before I could say thank you, before I could tell him I understand now. But I'm making sure his sacrifice wasn't for nothing. I see the invisible workers now. I advocate for them. I fight for them. Because of Dad. Because he taught me that love isn't always visible. Sometimes it happens at night, in empty offices, through acts of service no one appreciates. If you're listening to this, look around. See the people who clean your office, who empty your trash, who make your workspace possible. See them, thank them, appreciate them, because one of them might be someone's father, someone who took a worse job just to be close to their child. Don't let it be too late before you see them. Subscribe to The Quiet Reckoning if this story changed how you see the world. We tell stories about invisible love, about sacrifices that happen in darkness, about the people who show up when no one's watching. Because those stories matter, those people matter. My father was James Morrison, night shift janitor, invisible worker. And he was the best father I never saw until it was too late. Don't let it be too late for you.